Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. My name's Darren Connell. I appreciate you tuning in again. This is episode 8 of Straight White Whale and I can't believe this is episode 8, Paul. That's mental, isn't it?
I know. Time flies.
When you're having fun?
Yep.
Are you having fun?
No. Get on, mate.
We've also got a guest in the studio as well, Kieran Burns from All About Ability podcast. I was going to say you might know him, but you won't know who it is. Kidding on.
Do you want to give Kieran a mic?
No, I don't actually. I don't want to give him a mic.
Okay.
All right, Kieran.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Just say all right.
Alright, what's happening?
Check out Kieran's podcast. This is going to be really weird doing a podcast in front of him because we've been filthy bastards the last couple of weeks, haven't we, Paul?
Aye, mate.
How's
Terrible.
your life been since 7 days ago?
It's been good. It's been good, mate. Busy. I'm so busy. Aye, that's all I can really say. Do you know what I need? A day off.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Well, you should treat yourself then.
A day off.
Aye.
Aye. I've got one on. Maybe on Sunday actually, but I've definitely got one on Monday. I've got like a note in my calendar that says, "Do not fucking book anybody on Monday," in bold letters because I just get tempted, mate. It's just like, can I come in on Monday? You're like, all right then.
Take a day off, son.
I know,
Treat
mate.
yourself.
I know. What is life?
Sorry if I look like a bag of shite today. I was actually helping my mate work and I'm still in my kind of worky gear just in case any babes are watching and they're thinking, you slipped a wee bit.
Birds love burkies, mate. You're going to have them all fucking battering the bean on YouTube. Squirting that. It's not true, is it?
It's not true. I mean, I don't know.
Hopefully.
I get a lot of weird gay guys trying to pump me. Well,
Do you?
no weird because that's homophobic, but no, in fact, weird as
No,
fuck.
you can have a weird gay guy. I don't think that's homophobic.
Aye.
See if I've got your fucking chest infection. I swear to God, I just let out a cough there.
I know.
It's COVID. What's the worst, or what's the weirdest DM you've ever had?
Oh, mate, you don't want to know.
No, a day.
I'm not going to name his name, but there was that's Kieran Coffin, you smelly fucking pig bastard.
Have some water.
There was a producer when I first started, when I was an open spot comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He was a gay guy. I won't name him because he's still in the circuit. See, when you first start off as an open spot comedian and you're full of beans and you think everybody's important, and then you realise a year down the line, 98% of them are all mentally ill. He was one of these guys, and he used to DM me asking me what type of foreskin I had.
Is there different types of foreskin?
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
but he was like,
suppose we could
this
compare
is
foreskins."
fucking vile, right? But he was like, that's for the patron.
aye.
He was like, is it tight? Is it loose?
All right.
All that type of shit.
I had a girlfriend, right, when I was 15, and I stole her. This became a pattern for basically my life, but I stole her off a guy. I didn't know him. But she said...
What a weird way to describe it. Like you're stealing a fucking can
She
of
had a
juice.
boyfriend,
Right, okay.
and basically, like, I just kind of took her. Do you know what I mean? You were just like, she was into me or whatever. But the thing that sealed the deal was that I didn't, like, she said that her boyfriend, he was for Castle Milk, he couldn't get his foreskin to, like, it was so tight it wouldn't, like, go back. And I was like, what? You kidding on? She was like, no. I was like, you need to tell him to go to the doctors or something, surely.
So you stole his bird, but you were also concerned.
Well, aye.
I know a few people, my few mates are like had to get operations and stuff
Right.
for having tight foreskins. So
Do you think
welcome to the Darren Connell podcast show.
Do you think that's more desirable? Do you think, like, see the way, like, a guy would be like pure, oh man, she had a fucking pure tight pussy or whatever? Do you think lassies are sitting going, that pure tight foreskin?
I don't think birds are saying that, mate. I think they're disgusted by us.
I know Marble does by me,
Aye.
you know what I mean? I can only speak for her. She's the only one that speaks back to me.
I'm going to pure bastardise a quote here, but you know how like they were like homophobes. How can they were saying that being gay is no natural, but they were saying how can a woman love a man because they're clatty bastards basically, and I was like, yeah, I get that. Like, how can a woman be sexually attracted to a guy when women are so beautiful?
Mhm.
So obviously it's natural, like who you like. I pure wrecked that.
I'm trying to get my head around it. So to disprove people thinking that, you know, being gay is a choice,
Yeah.
and you can convert people out of their sexuality. The fact that women find men sexually attractive proves that you don't have a fucking choice, because if they had a choice, they would be like munching instead of fucking absolutely, mate. I mean, I'm sure forgive me, you know, I'm such the podcaster. No, but I'm sure it was this podcast was saying that we were both talking about mates that don't clean their arseholes,
Aye.
right?
Like Kieran.
I have a squisher, mate.
Kieran's got how do you say it? A bidet?
I basically put the water up your arsehole.
Right. So Kieran's got the cleanest arsehole in the room, probably.
Yeah.
But
Yours, you prick.
could you
I
imagine?
apologise.
I mean, I get that sentiment that you're talking about, because like guys are disgusting, mate. See if the average guy is as disgusting as me. Like, I might cut this out, but I might know. I had a shite the other day that I was actually like delighted with the smell.
Wow.
It was so bad. I was like, pure, I'm impressed. That I'll probably cut that out.
No, I'll keep it in, man.
It
Fuck
was in a disabled toilet as well. Is that bad? Like, if somebody that's not disabled uses a disabled toilet, Kieran?
Normally, aye. Yeah.
Is it?
For anyone that's confused by that question, Kieran's in a wheelchair. I don't know why I laughed at that, man. I'm just...
You just looks at me and laughs at me all the time.
You're talking about getting a squisher up your asshole as you're Well, sorry. You can cut all that
so
out.
offensive, but I think
Please
that,
cut that out before I get
I
cancelled.
think that I think it kind of Kieran's the first to rip the piss out himself. Just the same as I'm the fuck. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like slagging my beard. Like, I don't get offended if somebody makes beard jokes. Like, I've got a fucking big stupid beard. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Are you going to be alright with us keeping that in then, Kieran?
Aye, that's fine. The only reason why I'm not going to make it is because I'm in a wheelchair. So.
Aye, well, discrimination for Darren Connell.
Exactly. There's no scumbag. I'm joking. Right?
Oh, here, I'll tell you a funny story about Kieran, right? I went to the sauna in Bishop Briggs Leserdrome. I've told this on Kieran's podcast.
So you're not outing him for anything here?
I'm not outing him,
Okay,
right?
good.
But went to the Bishop Briggs Leserdrome for a sauna. I go in and Kieran's sitting there. His chair's outside the sauna in the steam room, and he's sitting there looking dehydrated, like his heart's gonna fucking explode. Now I'm like, Kieran, are you alright, mate? And he's like, aye, I'm alright. And I'm like, how long you been in for? And he's like, about 50 minutes. And I was like, 50 minutes in the steam room by yourself?
Why?
Because he couldn't be fucked getting out.
Really?
No, I have mental health issues.
So we'll get to that in a bit, but...
Right, so we need to talk about that video for Instagram that I sent you with the cunts for doing the push-ups in the water.
Right, 2 seconds. I try and help this cunt out the sauna.
Oh, we're still
I
not
try
finished
to
with
help
story.
him out the steam room.
Right.
And see, because he's so sweaty and slidey, he just drops out my horns and he just does that right on the deck.
Oh.
And his head hits the tiles
You're fucking kidding on.
so hard that I thought he has instantly died. Like, I
Sudden
swear to
death.
God. And I was like, for a minute, you were completely silent, weren't you? And I was like, are you all right, mate? And then, I swear on my ma's life, a cunt walks in with a, what's it called?
Prosthetic leg.
A prosthetic leg, right? A mad Olympic-style metal leg.
What, a blade?
Aye. And he's
Right.
like, all right, boys, how yous doing? Are you all right? You just want on? And so there's this guy that looked like a robot, a futuristic robot. I Am Legend helped dragged Kieran at the
The sauna.
sauna.
Saved you for like death by steam.
Aye.
50 minutes in a sauna. I can't even do 15.
No, I really thought it was hard as fuck.
It's because he's got mental health problems.
Aye.
I mean, I've got severe problems.
That's why he's in fucking boxing rings taking full force punches off of Russian MMA fighters. But that video that I sent you, I mean, mate, have you ever seen a bigger bunch of bampots in all your life than that group of people?
Paul sent us a video of cold water therapists doing press-ups and sit-ups in a fucking waterfall somewhere.
What are these people doing, man? Like, what's going on?
Would you ever do cold water therapy, Kieran?
Yes, of course. It sounds beneficial to me. I feel like I'm messing up the audio of this, so I do apologise.
No, don't worry about that. It's fine.
No, you're no messing the audio, but you are fucking the podcast up. The entire thing.
Yeah, I'm making it funny.
So what's happened?
Have you thought of a da story?
Nah.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man. You kidding on? I've come up with a segment.
I chinned my dad actually for being a sarky cunt.
Now, would they say to you this a da story?
He's just a sarky cunt that thinks he's funny. Typical old school Scottish dad that thinks he's funny.
Right.
So he said something to me. I don't even want to say it, but he said something to me and I deliberately just done that. And he was like, it was just a joke. And I was like, this joke's not supposed to be funny.
Ooh.
And then I just done that one day, man. You're going to cross that fucking line and your life is never going to be the same. So
What are you going to do? Murder him?
maybe
How would you do it?
drown the cunt.
Doing cold water therapy? Doing push-ups?
I feel like that went really sinister there, so we can edit that out a
Are
wee
you
bit.
sure?
Nah, keep it in.
Aye, fuck
Gonna
it.
drown the cunt.
Have you
That's
ever
the name of the podcast, Drown the Cunt. Obviously, Madonna is on a permo.
Right, so I glanced past this strange photo and didn't think anything of it, and then I think I seen you tweet about it. Like, Madonna's done like an Instagram. Is that the cover of her album or something like that?
I don't think it's a cover of an album. I don't think so. But like,
Let's no body shame.
I see. This is a problem that I have. Twitter's changed now. I'm a stand-up comedian. I like to think that I'm a stand-up comedian. When people post weird things or stories or weird things happen in the world, it's my job as a stand-up comedian to comment on that. It might be funny, it might not be funny, but at the end of the day, I think I posted something like, I don't think that's Madonna taking the photo. I think that's her serial killer taking that photo, because half her body's hanging out the bottom of a bed with her arse out. And typical. And then I said, I'm not going to lie, everybody, I think Madonna's arse looks a wee bit weird. I think that sentence is funny. Not the fact that I'm talking about her arse. And there was like people that are like, oh, she's an independent artist that's done so well for years. I'm a Madonna fan. I like Madonna.
Right.
But shut the fuck up. I'm a stand-up comedian. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. I think that, I don't know, man. Like, she seems, but do you know what I don't like about it personally? One, I'm not a fan of Madonna. Like, when you look back at like the 80s and she did all the controversial stuff and all that, you're like, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it kind of just reeks of desperation. Like, she doesn't need like this anymore. Like, it's not like she's a young artist and she's expressing herself. This is just like, it seems desperate. It's been desperate since the mid 2000s. Like, everything that she does, you're just like, nah, fuck off. Like, Guy Ritchie fucking ruined her.
Well, she did something at the start of lockdown when she was posting videos of her in a bath with like weird flowers in the water and all that, and everybody was like, all the conspiracy people were like, that is a ritual, some type of Illuminati ritual.
Right.
And see, honestly, like when I look at her shit, I'm like, that does look like she's up to something. Like there's
Uh-huh.
something weird about it.
I think she's just a classic case of attention deficit in some way. Like fame has been like a way of dealing with no feeling great about yourself. See, like that type of way. I think that she's been that and she's never really come out of it. She's been pandered to. This happens a lot with a lot of celebrities. They get pandered to for their full career and they think that they can do no wrong. She's just trying to be relevant, trying to be, you know, edgy. And it, like I said, man, it just reeks of desperation for me.
Yeah. So what about Madonna being in the Illuminati?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
So I love how everybody's talking about her arse, but all the guys with a foot fetish are like nice shoes.
You got a foot fetish? No.
No comment.
No comment. You ever had a foot job? No comment.
Aye.
Me too.
Aye. I've got a foot fetish. Aye.
Have you?
Aye.
I don't
I
know
mean,
if
it's very, very. See, when I was younger, I was ashamed about having a foot fetish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But see now, as I've grown older, and you meet people from all different walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
Having a foot fetish is very fucking vanilla.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye, absolutely. I wouldn't say that I've got a foot fetish.
Yeah.
I don't have a fetish for feet. If a woman has nice feet, cracking, you know. But I've not got like a pure, what you would call like a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been with people that have a foot and like to do stuff with their feet. You put it that way. But I don't
Can you
have
give me
like
their number? Fuck it. There's nothing wrong with
my
having
mom's a
foot
bit
fetish.
old now, mate. I don't know.
Aye. See, the only problem I have with it is trying to suck my own toes, though. It's like, weird.
Have you ever tried to suck your own dick?
Aye, obviously I have.
Is there something to be said about using this podcast to just out everybody's a fucking deviant and be like, we know that every guy, this is like an unsaid thing, isn't it? It's like every guy knows that every other guy at some point in their life, probably as a teenager, has got their legs over their head and tried to suck their own dick. And there's maybe been a few people that you know that have been successful.
Well, we humble brag here. I've no managed.
Did you touch your nose or something?
I've no managed to suck it, but I have definitely managed to touch it. Like, like no enough to do anything, but enough to class it as a success. Or like just touch it with the tongue. This is when I was younger and skinnier. But you're just, and then you have this moment. I like, see, when I was 5, I wanted to be a superhero, and then you cut to your 17 and you're trying to suck your own banger. You're like, what happened to my life? Life did not work out.
So you imagine if you had got like a life coach, and they were like, let's like manifest your future as like a 14-year-old. Like, what do you want to do when you're older? Where do you see yourself in 3 years? Like,
That's why I say, and see people that slag somebody with a foot fetish. Oh, that's disgusting and stuff. I'm not into that. I'm like, well, what you into? Oh, fake kidnaps. I'm like, what?
It's like Lemmy. Remember Lemmy Show? Was it season 2 of Lemmy Show where the sketch where it was just 2 guys and they would always go, what's your thing?
Aye.
And it was like Secret Hamster. I think one of them was, and the guy had a hamster in his pocket. And the other one was that I thought was really funny was so I tell my missus that I'm going away for business for the week and I go and spend it in a cupboard.
Oh,
Cupboard fetish.
Narnia.
Narnia fetish.
I'm no Quentin
Christmas
Tarantino
present hunting
foot
fetish.
fetish, but do you think that, I mean, he's different level.
Aye, mate. He's best mates with, I mean, he said that Harvey Weinstein was like a dad to him. Like, on you go. Nice.
Right, on you go.
Starting to doubt you could ever suck your own cock.
I know. There was something really pathetic about that there. I did say I tried to suck it when I was younger.
Okay. I like the fucking there's a bit in Kill Bill Volume 2 where somebody spits in somebody's face. Aye, she's in the bed. That's the first one, isn't it? She's in the bed and the guy fucking, she spits and the guy's, or she does something and the guy spits in her face. Tarantino insisted he be the one to spit in her face. And they asked her to marry him.
Aye.
before Pulp Fiction. He's pure obsessed with her. And
That's
there's
quite
loads,
weird,
loads of
isn't it?
feet shit.
Oh,
That's how we
that's-
got into it. We were talking about
Do you
your foot
know-
fetish, mate.
Even for someone that's a bit of a toe goblin like myself, say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Uh-huh.
out of every single film he has ever done, see the foot stuff in that, I was like, right, that is ripping the piss big time.
Right.
Like, I found that quite... That was the first film that I've watched enough. Because every other one's had just flashes of feet. That was like flat out just, the guy's got a foot fetish, he's getting a kick from this,
Aye.
and it's weird.
I don't remember. I don't pay attention. Obviously, because you've got the fetish, you're pure noticing all the feet.
Yeah.
I'm oblivious.
Well, did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I've seen it, but that's what I'm trying to think about.
Oh, I mean, it's like nearly every fucking scene.
Right, aye. I'll need to rewatch with an ear for the deviant. Put my deviant hat on, back on,
Oh,
back on.
I had a joke years ago that if I ever became a director, I wouldn't do foot stuff. I would just get a random guy eating a boiled egg in all my films
Why?
as a tip of the hat to Quentin Tarantino.
How? What's for the boiled egg?
I don't know, man. I don't know, mate.
Get a
Because
boiled
I
egg
can't dead
fetish.
feet, can I? Because it was a joke. Just delete
Oh,
it.
okay, it's a shite joke then, mate. I didn't get it. Do you like weird feet?
No.
No, because my auntie, rest in peace, had a webbed toe.
Oh, no, I hate
Like,
that shit.
It wasn't even webbed, it was like fused together.
Right.
What? Aye, weird.
So I hate my own feet. Guys' feet are obviously disgusting
Mate,
in
my feet-
any form of...
My feet's like an orangutan's horn.
Can I get a high five? No. But I like my own feet is fucking rancid. I mean, it's not even like feet. It's more about like if you see somebody wearing a high heel and you're
Right.
like, oh, that's sexy.
Right.
Or-
So it's even in nice shoes.
It's the feminine part of it.
Okay.
It's because it's a woman.
Right. Of course.
Aye.
Of course.
Or, like stepping on bananas or something like that.
Stepping in bananas.
That's a fetish.
What? Stoning in bananas?
I'm like crushing the bananas.
Right, and it getting between
Aye.
the toes, man. Like, aye. Well,
I'm going to get
back
fucking
to
cancelled here,
Back
man.
to Tarantino with the eyeball in
Oh,
Kill
no.
Bill Volume 2 where she squishes it and it goes through her toe, man, and you're like, oh my god. But he's obviously like pure, oh my god, yes. Love
Aye,
it.
he's different level.
Different gravy.
Toe goblin.
Feet gravy.
Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about feet the entire fucking podcast.
I had an ex-girlfriend that said to me when I first got with her, don't look at my feet, I've got feet like a turtle. And I was like, what kind of... the turtles have like notoriously bad feet or something? She was just like, no, somebody said that to me in primary school, you've got feet like a turtle.
I've never seen a turtle's foot. I wouldn't even know what it looks like.
Neither do I.
I stop talking about feet, man. I'm getting horny.
Kieran's going to get shagged in 10 minutes.
We're going to have a wheelchair orgy here.
I'm not on camera, it's going to shut to the wall.
No. I already get comments about the studio and porn and the couch and all that. Like, let's not exacerbate
Mate, this is what it is.
any rumours.
Is that mic on?
No.
Oh, it's just attached to a table. Everybody watching this will be like, what the fuck is happening behind the camera?
I know.
Right, so Madonna got her arse out. We've spoke about that.
That's been covered.
Which is no the weirdest thing a celebrity's ever done because Marlon Brando's actually sucked a cock. There's nothing wrong with sucking a cock, but he's got a picture of it online and I'm sure I've seen it. A young Marlon Brando, not even old and
Aye, he was gay.
fucked. Was he gay?
Aye, he was gay.
I thought he was bi.
Well, maybe, aye.
Well,
But he fucking... Have you ever seen the scene... Are you familiar with the Godfather movies?
yes.
Right. Godfather Part 2 where they go to Cuba and they take Michael to a club. It's the bit where he overhears Fredo saying, I've been here before with such and such, and he figures out that it's him that's double-crossed him. Well, they're talking about a guy on stage called Superman. They called him Superman because he had a 14-inch cock, and Marlon Brando used to pay for this guy to fly around the world with him,
Wow.
basically. Aye. It's a real person that existed, and his son, I'm sure, does it now. Like sex shows are live, just basically like a male stripper
Wow, man.
with like an absolute truncheon.
So I thought he was bi, but
Right.
there is a picture of him online, and you can see him sucking a dick.
Aye, man. Aye, it was. I mean,
So I've heard.
aye. Well, I'm sure like Mick Jagger, David Bowie. I mean, was it somebody's autobiography said that they walked in on Jagger and Bowie in bed with each other? Like, I think they were all kids of the '60s, weren't they, man? They were just
Sucking and fucking.
aye, man. It was a
A
better
tip
time.
of the
man.
hat to Norm Macdonald there. His favourite catchphrase.
Oh, is it nice? But
Uh,
Marlon Brando, I think, was a bit of Rock Hudson, and I mean, it's hard enough now he came out as gay. Fuck's sake, never mind in the fucking. I mean, when was Apocalypse Now? Late '60s, early '70s, something
Yeah.
like that. So, and he
One
was
of the
like a tough
greatest
guy.
fucking films ever.
What was the one where he's get the motorbike?
Oh, cool. No.
It's no Rebel Without a Cause, is it?
Jack Nicholson's in it as well.
No, that's Easy Rider.
Easy Rider.
That's Henry Fonda
Aye.
and Robert Redford.
Okay. I don't know.
No, it's no Robert Redford. Maybe Robert Redford, but what's the dude that's the bad guy in Speed?
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper's in it. Have you ever watched that?
Yeah.
Mate, the end of that movie, man, what the fuck?
When they get done in.
Aye, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're left traumatised because you're just pure. This is like a night of hippies and motorbikes, man. This is cool. And then you're just like,
Yeah.
wait a
And
minute.
then the Hells Angels get them.
Aye, man. Fucking craziness. But no, I mean, I think Marlon Brando was definitely bisexual, but aye, this fucking, he must have liked a big boy cutting about with this mad fucking.
He was greedy. It's weird as well because I swear to God, mate, I've had people. I'm not even lying. See, when I've been fit and skinny, I've had people say I look like Brando, and see when I've been fat and mentally ill, people have also said I've looked like Brando.
Just a different
Like,
version
both
of Brando.
versions of Brando.
Right.
Like when he's like 40 stone and the size of a house.
Marlon Brando, but what a legend. I mean, aye, Don Corleone.
Aye. One of the greatest actors of all time,
Aye.
which takes me on to Will Smith.
Are we back? We're back with Will Smith.
Back to Will Smith. We have to talk about Will Smith. He's in, have you seen King Richard, his new film?
No.
Unbelievable, by the way.
No,
But
good.
you know how you were talking about don't shame people like Madonna? It brings us back to Will Smith because he's
Uh-oh.
in a film called King Richard, and it's about the Williams sisters, Serena and
Venus.
Venus.
Aye.
So it's about a story of their life through their dad's eyes and how
Right.
he brought
He was
them
like
up.
their coach and shit, wasn't he?
Yep.
But pushy parent. Nobody's got to know what they're ass about that. See if they can guess. You can put it in your Twitter feed.
So they keep talking about the kingdom and stuff. Like he's a Jehovah's Witness. I don't
Oh,
know if he is a
okay.
Jehovah's Witness, but from what I watched, I think they're a family of Jehovah's Witnesses. He was just a workaholic, so obsessed with making his daughters successful. Really good fucking film, man. The sisters have produced it, so they had creative input.
Oh,
Will
good.
Smith is kind of weird as he is these days. Kicks it out the park. Like I'm pretty certain that I'm gonna say that it's gonna win multiple Oscars
Right.
because I cried at it. Right, a film about fucking tennis making somebody cry, and then obviously I went on Twitter, and then Twitter is like they've made a film about a man that has two successful daughters. Why is it about the man? And I feel like saying, have you watched the fucking film?
Uh-huh.
Like, it's not about that. Plus, if you actually watched it, it's not like they're knowing it. That he's just, it's from a different angle.
Aye,
It's
from
like
his
watching,
perspective.
I mean, who wants to watch a film about Muhammad Ali? That you've seen it all? I would rather watch about a film that maybe it was Muhammad Ali's trainer or something. I think
Mhm.
that'd be more interesting
Aye,
because
absolutely.
you know everything about
It's
him.
kind of like, did you ever watch Chappelle Show?
Yes.
You're a big Chappelle fan.
Yep.
Like, Charlie Murphy's Real Hollywood Stories was amazing. Now, if you had just made a sketch about Eddie Murphy, it wouldn't be that interesting because you kind of, well, he was super famous, you know, blah, blah, blah. But his perspective and the way that he got to see famous people for who they really were, because they weren't putting on like this face, he would get sort of like, I think that's a really, I mean, I loved that, man. That Rick James fucking sketch that they did.
Yeah.
Unreal, man. Unbelievable.
What were you going to say there?
Aye, so on the Venus Williams thing, I giggled. I had like a memory there. Remember when you were young and it would be like the snooker world championship would be on and everybody'd been like a snooker hall playing snooker, and then Wimbledon would come on, every cunt would buy a tennis racket. We'd got chalk and made a tennis court on a side street, and one of the wee guys went to take a shot and shouted, "Penis Williams."
Marlon Brando would have liked that.
Aye, Penis Williams.
Surprised a porn actor's no used that.
Aye, maybe it has. But aye, just a wee fun memory for the scheme.
Aye, when I bought a tennis racket, I was like playing tennis for 10 days and then I just used it to hit stones to like pass in traffic.
We also.
There's no many subjects left, but I will wrap it up with two more. So before I came in here, I was standing outside a coffee shop smoking a cigar, and I seen a police car drive up and it stopped in the road. And you know that way you know somebody's looking at you, but I took the decision to just pretend that I never seen them. So I don't know if it was because they were looking at me because of Scott Squad, or maybe they thought I was smoking a joint.
Which one do you think it was?
I think it might have been a joint. Because it couldn't have been Scott Squad. I mean, I had my hat on and stuff, and like hunters of smoke comes out a cigar.
Aye.
Do you think they've been like, that's not a fag?
Aye, maybe.
And they've drove up, slowed down, and then maybe realised that it was a cigar.
Aye, mate. I don't like the police, mate.
Aye, I gathered that there.
Fuck them. Aye, man.
I'm alright with the police. I remember one time I was walking through Springburn and a riot van stopped, and I knew a police that went to my school.
Oh, really?
And they were all, because they're like Scott Squad, they all started like dancing and stuff.
Right.
And I'm just like, I'm
Some good
standing
cunts.
in Springburn watching a riot van full of coppers horn jiving because they love Scott Squad. Also, that just seems like I completely made that up, but I swear to God it happened.
I believe you, mate.
It was up my grand's bit.
Do you know what? Like that was Mary. I don't hate the police really.
No, it's all right.
I've got I know a couple of people that are police officers. They're sound as fuck. I don't hate police, but these fucking English police.
Aye, coming up here. One mayor, Mel Gibson. He's coming back.
You seem happy.
He's coming back to well, he's been back for a while, but he's going to direct Lethal Weapon 5.
Oh, mate.
And
Is Danny Glover still alive?
Yes.
And is he going to returning as Murtaugh? Or is that his name?
Riggs?
No, Riggs is Mel Gibson.
Oh, is it? I can't remember who it is, but...
Murtaugh or something like that his name is. It's a weird name.
I'm fucking buzzing, man.
Aye, do you like Lethal Weapon movies, mate?
I love Lethal Weapon movies, but the fact that, I mean, Danny Glover must be close to 80.
He literally is too old for this shit. Like, sorry, mate.
No, it's true.
Brutal.
And
It's
Mel
fucking
Gibson's in his late 60s, so it'll be like, I think it'll be fun to watch, but...
Is Joe Pesci going to be in it?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. All I know is that Mel Gibson's going to direct it and be in it, but what I found quite comical is, and I can't even believe I have to say this, obviously Mel Gibson said some horrific shit. He said some
Of course.
awful stuff, right? But the way I look at it is, I don't look at someone, it depends what it is, right? See if you look for amends and you seek it through action, and then you prove that you're sorry through sobriety, donating to charity, things like that, which he has done. I'm
Right.
sure he's donated millions of pounds of his money to charities. He's also 10 years sober, And see when he did that with the police officer and his ex-wife and stuff, I look at that and think that is from a person that is not mentally here. That is a psychotic breakdown on top of being an alcoholic and everything else. But through 10 years, I think he's proved that he's sorry and he should be forgiven, I think. Plus,
Fair enough.
Danny Glover came out and said it was all right. So if Danny Glover's forgiven you, I think fucking Betty for Clydebank should forgive you.
Aye, fair enough, mate. I've not kept up on Mel Gibson, I've got to be honest. Like, I just kind of like wrote him off.
Because a lot of people, I don't know if it's funny, right? But, you know, R. Kelly is a horrible, rancid, evil bastard. And then you've got Kevin Spacey. But the Twitter world is trying to fit in, like, Mel Gibson is in the same kind of level as these people, just because he's a celebrity. Because they're saying cancel culture's no real. Because he's getting work now after 10 years. And I'm like, well, can somebody no be forgiven? I mean, obviously, like R. Kelly, can he?
Well, aye, he's gone to jail.
Aye.
Like,
and rightly so.
Aye, that dude's gone to jail. And Kevin Spacey should probably go to jail as well.
Yes. Fuck knows why he isn't in jail, by the way.
Privilege,
but,
mate.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you can see sick people, and like Mel Gibson was sick. I think he was sick.
Right. Aye, mentally unwell.
Aye.
Right.
Yeah.
You ever seen the South Park episode with Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Oh, mate. How fucking funny is that?
It's funny. I think he's a genius. Like the guys in South Park say he's a genius as well. I think he's a genius. When he done that, it was obviously awful, but I think you can look at people individually. When somebody makes a mistake, you think, like Kevin Spacey. See, when that came out with Kevin Spacey, I instantly thought he's a bad person and he deserves to be punished. He deserves to be in prison and he shouldn't be forgiven for that. But when it happened to Mel Gibson, I thought, no, that's somebody that's sick. He needs help. And I think he's proved that.
It's fair enough, mate. And if the studios, and well, I was going to say if Hollywood studios are greenlighting projects, then you would hope that that's the case. But there's been some horrible people, you know, like Polanski, continue to get work. Woody Allen, for instance, you know what I mean? Like that.
That's what's annoying. That's what I wish I
behaviour.
was educated enough to tell you how I feel. It's like they're having a go at Mel Gibson, but there's genuine paedophile directors out there. I'm like,
sure.
Come on to fuck.
For sure. I mean, absolutely. I think you can absolutely start working again after, especially if you've been an addict.
Yeah.
Because by definition, you're unwell.
Yeah.
And I think if you do some shit while you're addicted, you absolutely need to do something about it, like you're saying. But if you come back, you make your apologies, everybody accepts it, then why would you know? Get what? That's, I mean, that Twitter shite like that, where people are like, oh, cancel, what's going on here? You're just like, go and find something else, man. Like, this isn't it. Like, the guy's been addicted, recovered, and held his hands up and done some charitable work and whatever, and you've just got, I think you've got to accept it, haven't you?
Exactly. You've got it bang on there. I feel like when we get a nuclear bomb sent to us from North Korea and we're watching it coming down to end the world, people would be like, is it biodegradable? Oh, that's really offensive that the sun's hurting my eyes.
Look forward to Lethal Weapon 4, mate. If it's anything like the fucking... See when I think back to that time, RoboCop, Lethal Weapon, even Die Hard, man, how violent were they fucking movies? And you were sitting with your... I was like fucking 5, pure, yes. Fucking Lethal Weapon on VHS. And you're like, mate, there's like sex scenes and all sorts and cunts getting fucking murdered and that. And you're just sitting with your parents, pure... Some Saturday night good old family fun.
But now they're having a go at Michael Myers in the new Halloween film because they're saying that he's homophobic because he killed 2 gay characters.
Oh, come on, no.
This is a guy who eats dogs. Like, there's a Halloween, he eats a stray dog. He'll kill anybody. He's evil. and there was 2 gay characters that he killed, and they're saying he's homophobic.
Oh well.
Now, I look at it as I think it was a really cool and sweet thing to do, to give 2 gay characters a part in a film that were such... Like, have you seen the new Halloween?
No, mate.
Right, so see the characters, the 2 gay guys, they
Mhm.
were brilliant. They were actually very funny as well, and it was a good welcomed comedic break for him fucking eating stray
Slaughtering
dogs.
cunts, right?
So, and then these arseholes are like, that's actually homophobic. I find that gravely offensive.
Aye. Oh, really?
You're like, but it's Michael
Aye.
Myers, he comes for hell.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the stereotype token black person is kind in horror movies like, well, they're going to die, isn't it? So maybe the gays just need to put up with it for a couple of years.
It's good to mix it up a bit,
Aye,
kill some
exactly.
gay people.
Exactly.
Right, so I'm going to wrap it up. I just want to thank you all for tuning in and supporting the podcast. That's plenty of time, isn't it, Paul? I think.
Fuck, mate. Aye.
Aye, we've got hundreds of time. I want to thank Kieran Burns for popping in. And it was nice to see you, Kieran. Check out his podcast, All About Ability. He's got Twitter and Facebook and stuff. So go and listen to him and support him. But support me first, because you can buy me a coffee through the coffee app, and all the money goes towards the studio. So I'll get this out as soon as I can, and never ever forget, if Danny Glover can forgive Mel Gibson, so can you. Good night and God bless. Dab.